This is a production of Just Our Size Videos. We're going on an adventure. And here's just a little bit of what we'll see. Our adventure starts here in the grocery store. My sister and I were picking out our favorite cereals when Mommy asked us a real silly question.
Yeah, we laughed when Mommy asked us if we knew where food comes from. We said everybody knows where food comes from, the grocery store.
But then Mommy asked us where does the grocery store get its food. We didn't know. She said she would show us and we could show you.
Here we go.
Farmers first bring their big machines out in the spring. That's when the beautiful wildflowers grow all around the big fields.
It's also when seeds from plants are spread by the wind so that more of them can grow. And that's when farmers get their big tractors out and start to work, planting their seeds to grow food for us.
The tractor pulls a machine called a planter. It has lots of little wheels that make a space for the seeds in the soil. The last wheels cover the seeds back up after they're planted. That way, the farmer's soil doesn't have to be dug up, and the wind and rain won't blow it or wash it away. The farmer has to watch all the time to make sure that everything is working safely.
When the planter runs out of seed, the farmer calls a truck to bring more.
Mr. Foster, I'm out of seed. Can you bring me some seed?
Yeah, I'm bringing it on.
The workers take giant bags of seed and fill the planter up again. Farmers take care of their plants just like doctors take care of you with medicine and vitamins. They use trucks like this to help plants with special sprays. And sometimes they use airplanes. Flying this slow can be real tricky.
This man is taking care of his airplane. When it's all ready, he's going out to practice spraying. Watch him practice flying low over the farm field. The man on the ground with the flag shows him exactly where to go. It all helps the seeds and plants.
Each little seed will grow fast. Well, not really this fast. We used a special camera to take these pictures. Watch this plant grow. By the time it's finished, this new plant from the farmer's seed will grow 600 more seeds called kernels. The new seeds, or kernels, are used for food.
Without the magic of this camera, we would have to watch the whole summer to see that. Awesome!
Then we learned that we can grow our own food too. But it's hard work. We planted our own seeds and then covered them up, just like the planter did.
And now we need some rain to come so that the seeds will start growing.
Farmers sometimes have their own computers to tell them when rain is coming. Our farmer friend said his computer showed that our seeds would get rain pretty soon. That's good for us.
And it's real good for our farmer friends.
Here's how they check how much rain already helped their crops. This is called a rain gauge. It measures how much water fell from the sky. Crops need rain. They also need the hot summer sun.
We went to look for some of the farmer's seeds that needed rain. We looked for soybean seeds that the planter had just put in the ground.
We found one real fast.
It's also fun seeing the seeds turn into beautiful plants. Look at these soybeans.
This is how the soybean plant looks a few weeks later when it's time for the combines to come.
The farmer checks how the soybeans look inside their pods. Soybeans look like tiny brown marbles.
The combines are picking machines that cut the plants off at the ground and save the little beans.
Watch the combines go to work picking the soybeans. Here's how the soybeans look after the combine picks them out of the pod. When they are ground up, they're used for all different kinds of foods for people and for animals.
Look at how much fun the corn can be when it starts to get tall.
Look at this, it's as high as you.
Mommy said that the corn would grow real tall, way over our heads.
She was right. Here's how it looked just a few weeks later. Come on in, let's explore.
Cool, look how big the corn has gotten over the summer. Let's go play hide and seek. Run!
Mommy came in after us to make sure we wouldn't get lost.
I'm right here behind you. I'm watching you.
It was a whole world of just corn plants. We were careful not to hurt any of the giant green stalks.
Yeah, nothing but green. Isn't this fun?
I'm right behind you.
While the plants were growing, the farmers had other jobs to do. This giant is going to be washed. It weighs as much as 6 cars. Here's how you wash a giant tractor.
Inside the farmer's shop, the giant tractors and the even bigger combines are being worked on. They're getting ready for some real hard work.
With the tractors and combines ready to go, it's time for the farmer to start his work in the fields. Farmers start real early in the morning.
Yeah, real early, especially at harvest time. It's still dark outside when they leave to start their day. Let's see what his day's going to be like. Remember the green corn we played in? A few weeks later, it gets real dry and turns brown. That's when the farmer gets his biggest machine out. It's the combine.
We got to watch the giant combines work after we promised Mommy that we would stay right next to her. We were glad we did.
Because here's what we saw. Then we got to do just what the combine does, pull the corn from the cob. I saved some of the cobs for treasures.
Here's how the combine works. farmer sees it like this. Then the combine pulls the plants inside itself. And here's a look at what happens there.
First, the corn cobs are pulled off the plants. Then wheels inside the combine push and pull the corn off the cob. The corn then flies into a big bin where it's stored. This looks like something from outer space, doesn't it?
When the bin inside the combine is filled with corn, the farmer gets on the radio.
Keith, we need a truck down here at the end of Fryer Mill Road, the field on the left.
Okay.
Some machines empty their corn as they pull the plants in. Combines have different front parts for different crops. The front part is changed before a farmer goes into a new field to harvest other plants.
This is what a combine looks like when it picks barley. See how it cuts the plants and pulls them in? It looks different from when it's working in corn, doesn't it? Oh, and see those parts of plants coming out the back? Farmers sometimes use that for straw.
Straw is tied up into bales like this. When it's shaken loose, straw is used to make animals like this pony feel cozy. It makes a real soft bed for them.
All combines have to work until all the plants are gone. And that's when the farm fields are empty. That makes a fun time for us.
We got to jump over what the combines didn't pull up. And then Mommy bought a bucket of the corn the combine had picked. At first we didn't know what to do with it. But then...
My brother did something really funny. The farmer said we could leave the corn in the field for the animals to eat.
Guess what this is? They look like giant spaceships, don't they? Scary, huh? But you guessed it, the big combines work at night too. That's because when the corn is ready to be picked, it has to be finished when the weather is good.
Day and night, night and day, the work doesn't stop. Night and day, day and night. Another big machine picks green beans. See how this one works?
It pulls the plants up and separates the leaves from the green beans. The front of this machine has to be strong enough to pull the plants up, but gentle enough not to hurt the beans. Watch how this machine fills up. And then watch how it dumps the giant bin of green beans.
Wow, that's a whole lot of green beans. Think of how many cans of green beans that would make. Next time you see them in your grocery store, think about this machine on the farm. Now you know where green beans come from. Sometimes farmers use helicopters. That's so they can take a look at all the work being done on their big farms very quickly.
That's how the green bean pickers look from a helicopter. Look, there goes a whole bunch of green beans into the truck. And this is what those combines we saw picking corn earlier look like from the helicopter.
I guess this is what a big farm must look like to a bird. Those combines almost look like toys from up here. Toys that are working really hard. The work doesn't stop on the farm. It takes a lot more work to move crops from the farm across the country in lots of different ways.
Lots of trucks are full of crops coming from the farm. Sometimes the trucks are lifted up in the air and tilted way back. Then the grain falls out.
And sometimes the trucks have special openings where the grain comes out under them. It pours through grates where it's stored in the big grain bins.
These big bins are called grain elevators. Trains also move grain across the country. It takes a lot of grain to fill up these big cars. The next time you see a train that looks like this, think that it may be filled with something from the farm. On land and on water, the grain moves. From the farm down the river, it moves on barges. Watch how the grain moves on them. The crops that we saw farmers planting and picking help feed people all over the world. Look how big this ship is. It carries crops across the oceans. And look at the size of that scoop. It's as big as a small house. This man is way up in this little room, working the machines, taking the grain from the ship.
Some grains are taken to a plant where they're turned into flour. Watch these awesome machines work. They're almost dancing. That's because they're making sure that only the cleanest powder from the grain we've seen becomes flour. Have you ever seen anything like this?
The flour comes here to the bakery. Guess what they do with it in here? Watch. This is called dough. Look how much there is. It looks like it's flying. There sure is a lot of action in this place. Look at all that dough move.
Watch what happens next. Now you can see what was made from the flour. This fresh bread smells really good.
Now we all know where food comes from. And we had a fun adventure. join us for our next adventure together.